This is Kelso Surgeon. Thank you for attending another day at my College of Advanced Sports Handicapping. I've got to tell you today that I am really pissed off, and we'll get to that in just a minute. Very important announcement. You know, I had originally intended to release tomorrow night's Cleveland Browns-Pittsburgh NFL game as a 10-unit play, but developments have made me move that up to releasing this game Thursday night, the Cleveland Browns at the Pittsburgh Steelers, as my 100-unit NFL side and total parlay of the season. That'll be 50 units on the side, 25 units on the total, and 25 units on the parlay at 13-5. It's an opportunity to break the bank. You know, I've released 10 side and total parlays in the NFL this season, stand 8-2 in those games. Very confident I'll take down all the money on Thursday night. Do not miss this game. It will be televised nationally on the NFL network. We have other things we need to talk about too, but before we get to them, I just want to point out one thing. I am so pissed off at the BCS that I'm beyond words. You know, I've stayed on the sidelines of this, all these schools changing conferences or whatever as they chase the BCS money. But it's reached a point of being absolutely ridiculous now. The whole problem could be resolved with a simple 16-team playoff. But if that were to happen, that would mean the BCS is dead, and all the coaches and the school officials who are getting literally millions of dollars in bribes to keep the BCS going would you know, they'd have to cut down their lifestyles a little bit. The BCS is a complete fraud, and the Big East and what's going on in that conference today absolutely proves it. The BCS announced yesterday that it's taking in Central Florida, SMU, and Houston as full members, and then taking in San Diego State and Boise State from the Mountain West as members in football only, and possibly adding then Navy and the Air Force Academy. Well, it's the Big East Conference. Well, in case you didn't realize it, the headquarters of the Big East Conference in Providence, Rhode Island, is exactly 3,094 miles from San Diego State, which happens to be on the West Coast. Boise State, 2,500 miles from there. Boise State will have to travel at least 2,500 miles to play two of its games during the regular season. This thing is so insane and so out of control that the BCS ought to be ashamed of itself, and somebody should step in and stop this corrupt organization from ruling college football and making certain that nobody but a handful of teams ever has a chance to make the big money of playing. I suggest you read my column on this website today. I cover all these issues in detail, and as I said, I am absolutely pissed off at what's going on, and nobody in college football wants to step up and put a stop to it. Shame on you people. That's all I can say. And you know, you deserve exactly the fate that befalls you. This is not going to have a happy ending. I can promise you that right now. It's all about money. It's all about greed. And it's all about, we don't care about anybody but ourselves. We'll wreck any conference we want. And by the way, you fools at Missouri who decided that you were better off in the Southeastern Conference, I can promise you you're going to get your butt kicked 6 or 7 times a season. You don't have the quality of talent nor the money to compete in the SEC, but you went that way because you thought you could get a bigger piece of the action. You people are all punching your tickets to the planet of doom, and I know exactly what I'm talking about. Once again, I don't want to keep going here. Read the column on the website today. You'll see how I feel about this entire situation. But I can promise you one thing. I do believe that bribery, millions of dollars keep the BCS going, and I would love to be challenged on that and have the opportunity to prove it. And you all know what I'm talking about, you insiders who support the BCS. Once again, let's get back to business. Tomorrow night, my 100-unit NFL side and total parlay of the year, 50 units on the side, 25 units on the total, 25 units on the parlay, and I'm so confident that I'll win this bet that I'm guaranteeing that if you don't win it, you'll get 2 weeks of Chairman's Club basketball absolutely free. And by the way, the Chairman's Club going for its 5th straight 25-unit win tonight, 7-2 with its last 9 plays. Now let's talk about college basketball a little bit. Not so worked up about that. It's pay attention time. It's a semester break at most colleges and universities, and that means that a great number of players will become ineligible because they didn't make the passing grades in the first semester. It also means that a great number of players will become eligible who had to sit out the first semester. When you start betting these teams today, you better check and see what the roster is. Many teams have already lost key players and started announcing them today. When you decide to bet on a team, you better check both sides and find out who's still playing and who's not playing, because there will be some dramatic changes that will impact how a team plays. Just make certain that you get what you think you got. That's all. It's as simple as that. Another factor in determining how good a basketball team is it's actually the deciding factor for me. And it's how a team does on the road. I don't care how many games you win at home. I want to know what you can do on the road. And what you do on the road really is who you are. And I find a lot of winners among kind of off the beaten path teams that just keep right on winning on the road. I'd like to list a few of those teams for you right now. St. Louis, kind of off the beaten path, 4-1 on the road, a powerful team. Cleveland State, 6-1 on the road. I'm a little nervous about them, but they're winning on the road, 6-1. You've got Harvard, 6-0 on the road, an amazing figure. Obviously a good team. Creighton, 3-0 on the road, a standout team. Northern Iowa, 4-1, a real sleeper. College of Charleston, 3-1. North Dakota State, 4-1. Middle Tennessee, the most underrated team in college basketball, 4-1 on the road. These are good basketball teams, period. Even though you don't read much about them or hear much about them, study them, and you can bet them with a certain degree of confidence when they're on the road, especially as underdogs. Now, I'm going to list some sleepers to get to the NCAA Sweet 16, and believe me, I've done my research on this. I know what I'm talking about. These are powerful basketball teams with hidden form, and every single one of them has a chance to get to at least a Sweet 16, and maybe even further. That's UNLV, absolutely loaded, best team in years. St. Louis, best team in years. Northern Iowa, a real sleeper. Creighton, as solid as it gets. Belmont has a shot to get to the Sweet 16. Kent State, Wichita State, these are all teams that are loaded with talent and have what it takes to get there. Now, I'm going to release my top 25 sometime later today on my website and in my newsletter. And right now, I lean toward making North Carolina the #1 pick, despite the fact this team has lost 2 games by a single point at Kansas. I beg your pardon, a single point at Kentucky, and on a neutral floor to the best UNLV team in years. Now let's run a little recap here so you know what's going on. Tomorrow night, Thursday night, releasing my 100-unit NFL side and total parlay of the year, guaranteed to win, or you get 2 weeks of Chairman's Club basketball absolutely free. Winning basketball on this website every single day. All selections available on this website and toll-free at 1-800-755-2255. All major credit cards accepted. I'm ready to win for you. And all I can say right now is let the BCS know what you think about it. I mean, read my column. You'll understand more where I'm coming from. And right now, let's just cool off and go out and bet on some basketball winners. Thank you so much for watching.